for, because he was not allowed to pull passenger chains. The operations laughed and said, "You're talking patience, Stirner. You'll be sure to need something behind." It made Stirner a bit caught. "Rabbit," he said, "you just wait. I'll show you." One night, he'd Spencer within home. Spencer was ill. Not well. His pipes had blocked, so he can't work. So when next day came, he wasn't ready. Now he often pulls the first chain in the morning and stand there to get his coaches with it. He thought of himself, now if Spencer's ill, puts his upon his chain. He went to get the coaches out. He sorted them out and went up the ferry. He checked his hook if he was hooked on. He was, and the passengers got in the doors. The shut. Stirner waited till everything was ready. We heard the guard's whistle. He whistled and he set off. Now he was taking Spencer's chain. He would have to make speed. To make his weight stronger than the coaches. He went along many hills. He went up them faster, but when he got to the top of one of them, he forgot the coaches were heavy for him to slow down. He went down the other side. He put his brakes on to check the train's speed. "Oh, God, this is hard for the tank engine nightmare," he thought. "Oh, I'm getting short in stopping it." He came to the bottom and the train was slowing down. He was glad to rest. After sunset, the trip is finished. "You've been making a little short, slowing down the train," said Chuckle. "I didn't know," said Stirner. "Ow!" "Oh, yes, then you're full." "Never mind getting yourself naughty. I'll help you." Stirner was glad to get home. Johnson saw he was green with this. "Been on the work with you," said Spencer. "Well, you need to think so. You'll probably find that rocking take coaches, but not me from the head. Yes, the plastic one is not asthma extended. Oh, it looks so now. And let's see end of the speech order.
As you explore, you will meet my friends, the cyberbuds, Rant, Rave, and Ron. They are hidden in each of the buildings and the subway. You will also get to meet our new cyberbud. Her name is Ray. She is frozen in the statue on Fifth Avenue and needs your help to come to life. Each time you discover all three buds hidden in a building or in the subway, a piece of her body will get colored. When you have found all 18 cyberbuds, Ray will come to life and you will experience the Cyberopolis theme song. See you in Cyberopolis! Well, let's take a walk down Fifth Avenue. There's so much to see. My name is Gus, I'll show you around if you come along with me. Bring all your friends and your cousins too. It's something you will never forget. 'Cause until you go to Cyberopolis, you ain't seen nothing yet. You can find those friendly cyberbuds, Rant and Ron and Ray. And right in the middle of the city, there's a new cyberbud named Ray. She was brought to Earth from the warmth of the sun. Now Ray needs help from everyone, 'cause she turned into stone. She was pressurized, but you can help her to come alive. There's a big post office on the corner with cyber stands, and we can have fun at the aquarium where the starfish does his dance. We can eat what we want at the restaurant. There's all kinds of food, you bet. not too far, and we can watch the stars inside the science dome. Bring your good friend Larry to the library. We can learn all about your past. Until you go to Cyberopolis, you ain't seen nothing yet. Until you go with us to Cyberopolis, you ain't seen nothing yet. Okay, hope you have a fantastic time in the diner. Let's all go down to the diner, wow, wow, where all the kids are hanging out. Cheeseburger, french fries, nothing finer. And a strawberry sundae, oh wow. Just click on the flag and go to a new country. Italian and French and Japanese food. Spanish and German, sure hope you're hungry. And the Statue of Liberty too. Statue of Liberty too. Wow, wow. Money.
A takeout order. One burger, one fries, and one shake at 30 Gold Bud Lane. Fortunately, with my handheld global positioning satellite receiver and map, I can see just where to go for the delivery. See ya!
Flag. Goodbye.
Drapeau. Au revoir.
Come have some food.
Wasserkrug. Fahne. Tschüss.
In the Spanish Quarter of the Cyberopolis restaurant, through the swinging doors you will find a touch of Spain. There is old adobe and warm paella, all that you could want. So delightful this flavor of the old world remains. There's a flag of the Spanish homeland there to guide you. There is Spanish food and pottery made of clay. In the Spanish Quarter of the Cyberopolis restaurant, when El Toro charges, be sure that you holler, "Ole!"
Court of the Myrtle Trees. Court of the Myrtle Trees is a palace that is adorned with myrtle shrubs and evergreen plants. This palace was used as a vacation home by people from northern Africa.
Bandera. Adiós.
Would you like to try some Japanese food? Chopsticks, noodles, and sushi. It's fresh and yummy and good for you too. Why don't you try it and see? Do you like to eat ramen at home? When Mom cooks noodles, do you smile? Does your tummy say, Mom, can I have some more of those noodles cooked Japanese style?
Bamboo at Chusonji. This is a picture of bamboo near the temple of Chusonji in Hiraizumi. Bamboo is a tropical grass that has hard-wall stems with ringed joints. Bamboo is extremely strong and can be made into various things such as furniture. Sake casks. Sake is a traditional Japanese drink made from rice. This picture shows sake being stored in colorful casks or barrels. Kinkakuji. Kinkakuji is probably the best-known temple in Kyoto, if not Japan, because the building is covered with gold. This building sits beside a large pond and you can see the building's reflection in the water. Night scene. Daiyuin-byo. Daiyuin-byo is a beautifully decorated shrine or place of worship in Nikko built in honor of Iemitsu, who lived from 1604 to 1651. That's over 300 years ago. Kiyomizu-dera. Kiyomizu-dera is a very popular temple in Kyoto. It is unusual because the main hall of this temple is built out on pillars over a hillside. This temple was built over 300 years ago and is really beautiful during the cherry blossom season. Shinkyo. Shinkyo is located in Nikko and is known as the Sacred Bridge. This bridge is orange in color and is closed to traffic. This bridge stands at the top of a hilly street in Nikko and leads to a famous temple. Gion Matsuri in Kyoto. Gion Matsuri is a spectacular Japanese festival. During this festival, huge carts are pulled through one of the oldest parts of Kyoto, called Gion. Each cart weighs several tons. That's as heavy as a dump truck. Hatta. Bye bye.
Spaghetti e polpette.
Italy is known for its fine foods and passion for opera. La 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 la.
Bum bum ba bum ba. Okay, hope you have an excellent time at the library. Bum 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 bum. Library, library, we're going to the library this afternoon. There's so much that we can do at the library with you. Brontosaurus, brontosaurus, dinosaurs, they never bore us at the library. So much to learn for you and me. Cyberbugs hiding in the books on the shelves, they teach us all about ourselves at the library with you.
My, how time flies when you're reading a good book.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall.
Library, library, there's a great big globe. It's a map of the world. We can see where we live. We can give it a whirl. Find the continents and the animals too. Elephants and bears, just like the zoo. At the library with you.
The parrot has a wide bill with a hooked tip used to grasp and tear up soft fruit. It can also crack open seeds with its bill. The llama is a large animal with a thick woolly coat that can carry heavy loads. Many people keep the llama as a pet. The parrot has a long pointed tail and brightly colored feathers. Hi, I'm a llama from South America. The camel is my cousin. Farming is one way the people of South America earn their living. The iguana is a type of lizard with a long tail, 4 legs that spread out sideways, and 5-toed feet. The Pacific Ocean borders South America on the west, the Atlantic Ocean borders South America on the east, and the Caribbean Sea borders South America on the north. Hello, I'm an iguana and I am a reptile. I am cold-blooded. That means my body temperature changes according to the temperature outside. I also lay eggs and have a scaly skin. Howdy, I'm a moose and I live in North America. I am the largest in the deer family.
Antarctica is so cold that no people live there year-round. Hello, I'm an emperor penguin and I live in Antarctica. I look like I'm wearing a tuxedo. My back and flippers are black and my belly and neck are white.
Mexico, the United States, and Canada are all part of North America. North America is the 3rd largest continent. The bald eagle has white feathers on the top of its head that makes it look bald next to the dark feathers of its body.
Hi, I am a Siberian tiger and I live in Asia. I am the largest in the cat family. Hi, I'm a bear. I sleep all winter and then wake up when the weather becomes warm in Asia.
There is more wool made in Australia than any other place in the world. The koala only eats eucalyptus leaves. Those are the kind of leaves that smell like mint.
Hello, I am an orangutan that lives in Asia. I have shaggy reddish-brown hair that covers my body. The orangutan spends most of its time high up in trees searching for leaves, fruits, and insects to eat. The orangutan has long arms and uses its hands to grasp branches as it moves through the trees. Seals come ashore to have babies, which are called pups. The elephant has 2 ivory tusks that are on either side of its trunk.
The deer is an animal that can run very fast, especially if it fears it is in danger. Hi, I am a ferret and I live in Europe. I've been told I look like a weasel. The rabbit has long ears, a short tail, and very soft fur.
Live dictionary, dictionary. There's a great big dictionary at the library. Let's find some words that are new. Click on the arrows, you can turn the page, match the pictures and the words in the alphabet game, in the dictionary at the library review.
Aardvark. An aardvark is a four-legged mammal with a hairy body and sharp claws. They like to eat termites and ants. Caterpillar. A caterpillar is an insect with many legs who turns into a moth or a butterfly.
Library. Subway's coming.
Many discarded items can be reused. My retro retool recycler can turn an old aluminum can into a new one.
Cyber time is any time. The first subway train was started over 90 years ago, and today more people depend on trains than ever before.
When you play the game, the recycling game, just drag it and plop it in the right machine, then you can keep it all clean. When you use it one time, turn it back in and you can use it again. If you just recycle, Mother Earth will thank you again and again. Oh, the subway's coming, taking all the people home. Hey, buds! I could really use some help keeping my favorite city, Cyberopolis, clean. I know you're just the ones to help me. I've been driving around Cyberopolis picking up litter and collecting used bottles and plastic, newspaper, and aluminum to drop off at the recycling center. At the recycling center, we can turn all the used bottles, paper, plastic, and aluminum we've collected into new ones. This helps keep our city beautiful. Now, you can help me recycle them by dragging and plopping them into the super-duper Eco-Matic recycling machines. Recycling helps the environment and is easy and fun. Aluminum can be recycled over and over. When we take aluminum items like soda cans, dog food cans, aluminum foil to the recycling center, they get separated from all the other recyclable things and sent to factories where the aluminum is grounded into metal chips. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Hope you have a raving time in the Science Dome. Let's all go to the Science Dome. The Science Dome is amazing. There's a laser gun and a telescope inside the Science Dome. There's lots of stuff to experiment with. The Science Dome is amazing. There's a chemistry set and a compost bin inside the Science Dome. You can be a scientist too. The Science Dome is amazing. The cyberbugs will experiment too inside the Science Dome. Inside the Science Dome.
Sometimes I get all mixed up, but eventually things always turn out all right.
Telescopes magnify our view of objects, allowing us to learn about the solar system. Pretty cosmic.
Radio is a sound wave that can be heard far away. I can even use my real-time radio array to communicate with friends in space. Hello, cyberbuds everywhere!
Ooh.
Let's all make a terrarium of your own creation, goody goody gum. You can pick your own plants and your dirt and your critters, and they'll all come to life when you're done and completed. Oh, let's all go to the Science Dome. The Science Dome is amazing.
Container. Gravel. Dirt. Plants. Critters.
Click here when you are finished to watch your terrarium come to life. Okay, hope you have a great time in the post office. Post office, T.O. post office. That's where we're going to the post office. There's a counter and a mailbag. Everybody knows when you bring in your letters, that's where they go. Buy your stamps at the counter or the stamp machine. Bring your packages too, you know what I mean. There's a pad and a pen and a garbage pail. And the post office workers have to deliver the mail at the post office, T.O. post office. That's where we're going to the post office. Now if you don't have time to run inside, there's a mailbox out by the curbside. So if you want to drive up and drop it on in, better get there before the mail person comes. Cause it says on the side of the box that they pick it all up at 5 o'clock at the post office, T.O. post office. That's where we're going to the post office.
The Internet is an international communications system linking universities, schools, and science labs. We can communicate all kinds of information with people all around the world using the Internet.
neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night keeps these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds.
Before planes and trucks came along, horses were used to carry the mail. Do I have time to horse around? Nay!
Okay, hope you have a stellar time in the aquarium. Water, water, everywhere there's water, all the fish go swimming with their sons and their daughters, their friends and their family, doing what they oughter, swimming in the aquarium. There's a tide pool, real cool, wait till you see it, filled with creepies and crawlies everywhere you turn. In the frog pond, come on, let's see what's in there. Froggy Woggy trying to get a sunburn. Oh, I love to go to the aquarium. There's a tide pool and a frog pond, and it's so much fun to learn about the creatures who live in the sea, sharing the world with you and me.
Sea turtles are much larger than the pet turtles you may keep in your house. They can weigh as much as 1,500 pounds.
Dolphins are mammals and, like humans, need to breathe air.
The dolphin is related to the whale, but is smaller and has a pointed snout. Stingrays have whip-like tails which are used for stinging when they feel threatened by other animals.
Sharks have row after row of razor-sharp teeth. Only my full-body force field protects me from getting a good bite.
Sharks are very strong animals that have no bones. Their skeletons are made of hard cartilage. Squid have 8 short legs and 2 long tentacles used to propel themselves through the water and help catch prey. An octopus has 8 strong arms with powerful suction cups for moving, feeling, and grabbing its prey.
Turtles lay thousands of eggs in a single bound. I'd rather be Super Turtle than Turtle Soup.
Cyberbuds, help us grow, teaching us all the stuff we need to know. Cyberbuds, live and play in Cyberopolis every day. Rant and rave, Rom makes 3, Cyberbuds, helping you and me. Now they bring from the sun a brand new Cyberbud. name is Ray. He stands alone on Fifth Avenue, a statue of stone. You can help her come alive. With warmth and friendship she'll survive. Calling all cyberbuzz to come along for lots more fun. Cyberopolis was a blast. Just stick with Gus and fun will last. So come along and have a ball. The next great adventure is a carnival, a circus and a sideshow, all in one. So stick with Gus and Cyberbug. Oh yeah, stick with Gus and Cyberbug.
Click on any train to start playing. New game. Now, choose your level. Click here to play the easy level. Click on the green train to start the story, or click on the track to play the extra game. Story. It was a sunny spring morning on the island of Sodo. Over at the engine shed, everyone was very excited. The Fat Controller had a very important job for one of his engines. A shipment of animals for the zoo has just arrived. I need a reliable engine to deliver them from Brendam Docks to the zoo right away. I can do it, said Thomas. But James also wanted to deliver the animals because he loved to do important jobs. Can I please take the animals? Said James. I will be very careful. Thomas could tell that James really wanted to do the job, so he agreed to let James take his place. You can go, James, said Thomas. But you must promise to go straight there, warned the Fat Controller. James was very happy. Of course, he said, puffing out a big cloud of steam. You can rely on me. The Fat Controller was pleased that Thomas had been so kind to James. You are a really useful engine, Thomas. I know you would like to help too. So you can go to the station by the zoo to help James when he arrives, he said. Yes, sir, said Thomas. It's a big load, James. You will need some help, said the Fat Controller. But who could he get to do it? Who do you think can help James deliver the animals? Yes, that's right. The troublesome trucks can help James. Oh no, groaned James. Not the troublesome trucks. Yes, James, said the Fat Controller. You will have to make sure they behave themselves. All right, grumbled James. But how many trucks will I need? There's a giraffe, a zebra, an ostrich, an elephant, and a kangaroo to be delivered to the zoo, said the Fat Controller. 2 animals can go in each truck, apart from the elephant. She's very big and will need her own truck, he said. So that means I'll need 3, said James, and he tooted 3 times on his whistle. Click on 3 trucks to carry on with the story. That's right. Well done. Count 1, 2, 3 as the trucks are illuminated. Back at the shed, the troublesome trucks were being their usual troublesome selves. James, said the trucks, do you know the way to the docks? We don't want to get lost. Of course, puffed James proudly. I could find the way with my eyes closed. The trucks grumbled and ground their wheels together, making James's job very difficult. Come on, said James. I can't waste any more time. I mustn't be late. James has to hitch up when the track isn't finished. Fill in the gaps in the track. You can drop any pieces of track. Well done! You've finished the track. Now click on the flashing blue arrow button. Here we go. Well done. Here we go. Well done. Here we go. Well done. Here we go. Brilliant. You've finished the game. Now James is ready to go. James hitched up the troublesome trucks and started on his journey. He was very happy that he had been given such an important job to do. The trucks teased James. "Going to get lost, going to get lost," as they clanked along. James wasn't listening. "This job is so easy," he puffed. "I'm the most important engine on the island." Faster and faster he went. Every time he went round a corner or through a tunnel, he gave a long blast on his whistle to show everyone what an important job he was doing. When he reached the docks, he was in for a big surprise. Instead of one boat, there were 5. How could he find out which one held the animals? Can you help James find out? Yes, that's the one. James was pleased that he had found the right boat, and he rolled down the track to where it was waiting. Far above, he could just see the animals on the deck. But how was he going to get the animals from the boat into the trucks? He looked around to see who could help. Who do you think can help James? Click on the one. Yes, of course. Cranky can do it. Cranky, James tooted. I'm glad you're here to help. But Cranky was being cranky. Come on, he snapped. I haven't got all day. So James pushed and pulled the trucks until they were in the right place. Now, said Cranky, which crate is for which animal? James was confused. He had no idea that each animal would need a different crate. You silly steamy, cranked Cranky. Don't you know which crates I need to use? If you can't tell me, who can? Cranky is going to help James to transport the animals from the boat to the trucks. There are 5 different crates and 5 different animals. Look at the animal, then listen and click on the crate you hear described. The elephant needs a big metal cage. Well done. That's the right one. Now you need to make the crate to carry the animal. Click on the pieces and drop them in the right place to make the correct shape. Well done! You've finished! Down comes the elephant. The zebra needs a red sling. Fantastic! You've got it! Fantastic! You've done it! Hooray! Here comes the zebra! The giraffe needs a tall wooden box. Great! That's the correct one. Well done! You've finished! Look, they're lowering the giraffe. The kangaroo needs a long wooden box. Great! That's the correct one. Well done! You've finished! Look! Cranky's lowering the kangaroo. The ostrich will need a wire cage with yellow stripes. Yes, that's just what you need. Well done! You've finished. Can you see? The ostrich is coming. Splendid! All the animals are safely in the trucks. Now James can be on his way. Once all the animals were safely in the trucks and the crates removed, James pulled slowly out of the docks, being careful not to frighten the animals. He was very proud that he'd been chosen to do such an important job. "I'm the best! I'm the best!" he puffed. Then he had an idea. What if he went to see his friend Bertie on the way? He knew it wasn't the way he was supposed to go, but it wouldn't take long. If he went through Knapford, Bertie could see the animals and he would know what an important engine James was. So when James arrived at the next junction, he decided to go to Knapford instead of straight to the zoo. Do you know which of these is Bertie? Click on the one you think is Bertie. Well done! Of course, that's Bertie. James chugged merrily through the countryside. He was thinking how surprised Bertie would be when he saw the animals. Then he came to another junction. He looked to the left and looked to the right. But which way was it to Knapford? He couldn't remember. Both tracks looked very familiar. In the end, he decided to go straight on. Click on the points lever to make James go straight on. James was happy that he was going to see his friend Bertie. He also thought about how pleased the Fat Controller would be when he arrived at the zoo on time with all the animals. Back at the engine shed, Thomas saw that it was time to go and meet James at the zoo. "Come on," said his driver. "We have to get going." Thomas puffed up a big cloud of steam and off he went. To the zoo, he wished. Thomas couldn't wait to get to the zoo and went as fast as he could. Then, as he came through a tunnel, he saw a man on the bridge ahead, waving a red flag. "Slow down, Thomas," said his driver, slamming on the brakes. "That means there's been an accident. We have to stop." Thomas's brakes squealed and screeched as he came to a halt just in time. That was close. His driver was right. A lorry had turned over and spilled the toys it was carrying across the track. What a mess! Luckily, Harold was already at the scene. "Don't worry, Thomas," he whirred. "We'll soon have this lot sorted out and you can be on your way." Help Harold clear the toys blocking the railway line. Click on the shape that matches the one you can see on the lorry. Well done. You chose the correct one. Excellent. That's the right shape. Splendid. You've chosen the right one. Excellent. That's the right shape. Yes, that's the correct shape. Splendid. You've chosen the right one. Once all the toys had been cleared, Thomas was ready to be on his way. "Thanks, Harold," said Thomas. "No problem," buzzed Harold. "All part of my job." And he whirred off, humming happily. "Come on, Thomas," said his driver. "We'll have to be quick, or we're going to be late." Thomas didn't want to keep James waiting, so he went as fast as he could. When Thomas arrived at the station, the Fat Controller was waiting for him. "Ah, Thomas, you're here at last," he said. "But where are James and the troublesome trucks? And where are the animals?" Thomas was surprised that they hadn't arrived yet. The Fat Controller didn't look very happy, and he took out his watch. "They should be here by now. It's already 2 o'clock. The Fat Controller's watch says it's 2 o'clock. Can you click on the number 2? That's right. That's the number 2. James was in the forest. "Oh dear," he said. "I don't like this at all." He tried to remember the way he had come. "I went left, then right again. Oh dear, I think I'm lost." Behind him, the troublesome trucks grumbled to each other. "Told you so, told you so." He stopped and let out a long sigh of steam. "I must try to remember where I went wrong." James is trying to remember the way he went before he got lost in the forest. At some of the junctions, he chose which way to go. When you hear him describe the way he went, click on the arrow that points the correct way. "Now, let me see. I came to a junction and I know that next I went by a red house." That's right. He went that way. "Then there were 2 big rocks and I went between them." That's right. He went that way. "I remember that I went between 2 bushes which both had red flowers." That's right. He went that way. "I also went past a bush with blue flowers." Excellent. "I remember that I went between 2 bushes which both had red flowers." Yes. "After that, I went by a pond." Well done. You chose the right direction. "I remember that I went between 2 bushes which both had red flowers." Of course, that's the way he went. "I know that next I went by a red house." Yes. Splendid. You found James, but he's still lost. He'll need some help from Thomas to find his way back. At the station, everyone was wondering what could possibly have happened to James. "Thomas," said the Fat Controller, "I am worried about James and the animals. I think you better go and look for them." "Yes, sir, right away," said Thomas. "I am going to send Harold along to help." Thomas sped off as fast as his wheels could carry him. Then the Fat Controller telephoned ahead to Harold. "James and some valuable animals are lost. I want you to help Thomas look for them." Harold was more than happy to help, and he got ready to take off. Click on Harold's rotor blades as fast as you can to make Harold take off. Hooray! Up we go! In the forest, James was well and truly lost. Oh dear, what can I do now? Behind him, the trucks grumbled and groaned. We're tired. We need a rest. These animals are heavy. James couldn't decide what to do. Should he go forward? Should he go back? In the end, he decided to stop right where he was. Can we have a rest too? Said the trucks. If we let the animals out, we can rest and they can have something to eat. James looked at the trucks and then at the animals. They did look hungry. In the end, the trucks made such a fuss that James agreed. I don't suppose it can do any harm, he said. But there was still one problem. Neither James nor the trucks knew what the animals liked to eat. Do you know what this animal likes to eat? Look at the pictures of different foods and click on the food that you think it eats. Well done! That's what that animal likes to eat. Thomas was puffing along the track as fast as he could go when Harold appeared. Hello there, Thomas, he buzzed. I'm here to lend a hand. Thomas was very pleased to see Harold. Harold, you go ahead and search for James. I will get there as soon as I can. Right, said Harold. That's a good idea. I'll be on my way. Buzzed along as fast as he could, looking carefully for James and the trucks. But the further he went, the cloudier it was. James and the trucks are lost in the forest, and Harold is looking for them. Move Harold around by using the arrow keys on your keyboard or clicking with your mouse. Blow away the clouds with his rotor blades until you find James. Aha! Who's this we've found? It's Percy. But we have to find James. Is that one of the animals we've found? Oh no, it's only a sheep. Keep looking. I can see something red. Is it James? No, it's a red truck. We have to carry on looking. That's it. The clouds are all gone. Now Harold can go and find Thomas and tell him exactly where James is. James was very glad to see Harold buzzing overhead. "I'm here! I'm here!" he cried. "Right, James. I'm going to tell Thomas. We'll come back soon." And off he whirred to tell Thomas the good news. "Well done," said Thomas. "It's lucky you're such a good rescue helicopter, Harold." "Just doing my duty," said Harold. "Now follow me, and we'll be there in no time." At last, Thomas, Harold, James, and the troublesome trucks were reunited. "Cinders and ashes, James," puffed Thomas. "Where have you been? The Fat Controller isn't happy at all." James began to explain, and then Thomas saw that the animals were gone. "Where are the animals?" Before James could say anything, the troublesome trucks butted in. "We told him not to let them out, but he wouldn't listen." But, said James. "Never mind that, James," said Thomas. "We'd better hurry up and find them. The Fat Controller is waiting." "The animals are hiding in the bushes, and you need to catch them. Make a noise by clicking on any bush with your mouse. Hurry! Good! You caught it. Quick! They're good! You caught it. Look! It's good! You caught it. Look! That's well done. Quick! It's well done. Brilliant! All the animals are safe and sound. Now James can go to the zoo." Once all the animals were safely back in the trucks, they were ready to go. "I'll telephone ahead to the Fat Controller to tell him we're on our way," said Harold. "That's a good idea," puffed Thomas. "Don't you think so, James?" But James didn't say anything. He was worrying about how angry the Fat Controller would be when they arrived. On the journey, Thomas made sure they went straight there. When they arrived at the station, the Fat Controller was waiting for them. "Thank goodness you're here," said the Fat Controller, who was very relieved to see them. "And do you have an explanation for me?" he said, turning to James. James didn't know quite what to say. "I'm sorry, sir. I promise it will never happen again." "James, you have caused confusion and delay," said the Fat Controller sternly. "It's lucky that Thomas and Harold found you so quickly. Behind him, the troublesome truck snickered. "As for you," he said, looking at the trucks, "I've heard all about your tricks from James's driver. You're lucky I don't turn you all into scrap." The trucks went quiet when they heard that word. Thomas, James and the trucks all headed towards the zoo. The animals were unloaded and taken to their enclosures. Help the Fat Controller to decorate the zoo to celebrate the arrival of the animals. Use the balloons and flags at the side to decorate the zoo. Click and drag them to put them where you like. When you're finished, click on the arrow button at the bottom of the screen. After the party was over, the Fat Controller went to talk to James and Thomas. "Thomas," he said, "you did a very good job finding James. You are a very useful engine." Then he spoke to James. "I hope you've learned a lesson from today." James looked very sheepish. "Yes, sir. I'm very sorry." "Just remember," said the Fat Controller, "always follow the directions and go straight there." After the Fat Controller had gone, Thomas felt sorry for James. "Come on, James. Why don't we go and see the animals in their new homes?" When James saw that the animals were settling in comfortably, he felt much better. All the visitors at the zoo were enjoying themselves, and even the Fat Controller seemed to have forgotten about James's little adventure, although James didn't forget the lesson he had learned. Congratulations! You finished the story and completed all the games. Now it's time to get your finishing certificate. Click on the print button to print it out. Then write your name on the certificate. To print your certificate, click here. Finish. Are you sure you want to finish playing? Click on the pie now. Come back soon.
Sterner and the trucks. Sterner wouldn't stop being a bobbin nuisance. Night after night, he kept the upper engines awake. I'm tired of pushing, pulling coaches. I want to see the world. The others didn't take much notice. A Sterner was a natural engine with a long time. But one night, Percy came to the picture set. He was a keen little engine and so father a Sterner. He said to him, "I've got some trucks to take home tomorrow. Now, I've got an idea of how you'll want to see the world. Wait till we do a swap. Here's what we'll do. If you take the coach shunting work, it means it do the shunting work of shunting coaches. You can take them instead of me. Think you," said Sterner. "That sounds like a good plan." It was agreed next day. Sterner wouldn't have seen the trucks. No, trucks are good as Percy told Sterner not to bump them too much. And he did. But in his real way, in his own days, he still remembers how to talk it. The trucks thought he was just taking them smarter, and they didn't pay him out. They went along fain along the main lane, top of Forest Railway. Suddenly, the credit changed face, and he heard a whistle of another engine coming. Surprisingly, unexpectedly, he saw an express engine coming up ahead him. He looked round, hopeful to find the train. He found one that led to the Forest Railway. He was just lucky because the express train was far away. He went safely home. Till he got there and shouted the tracks. Suddenly came to the yard of the Forest Railway to put the trucks away. They're watching him was the head controller. What are you doing, Stender? He asked Stender. Help is taking precious trucks, sir, said Stender. Where did you come in first so fast? Well, an express was coming, and then got bumped. The trucks are moving me on to the s29. You haven't been on the main line before. You have a lot to learn. Main lanes are not safe for in and your engine vehicle. To yourself, if you know well to give any chain a turn to get there, you'll know the shape. The main lane's never safe. You mean dangerous, but the safe ones. You can give way. Make way for any engine who wants to take turns. But taking a lane turn, and it's the end of the speech.